Good morning everyone and welcome to the stream. Welcome. How is everyone today? I hope everyone's doing well. Today's a rainy day here in Australia. It's a good game. Good day to game. Okay, let's get into it. If you're watching me live right now on my Twitch channel, please look down at the bottom of your screen somewhere. You'll see a heart icon. Hit that heart icon. Drop me a follow. I really do appreciate it. But if you're watching this back on my YouTube channel, it's a video replay. A couple of words for you guys. Like my video and subscribe to my channel. I appreciate you all. Come visit me over on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. That's Marbrolay. M-A-R-B-R-O-L-A-Y. Whatever. Today we've been sent a brand new game. Guys. It's called Swordbreaker Origins. And the game's been sent by Sometimes You. SometimeSYou.com. Check them out, guys. They're an incredible indie company. They're producing all these great games. You may have seen me streaming another game last week, I think it was, called Weeping Willow. Same company. Sometimes You. Let me tell you what this game's about. Okay, so Swordbreaker Origins. Let's see if we can lower the volume real quick. Wow. Okay. We'll turn the volume off just for a second. Okay, we can't. Let's just leave it there for a second. So Swordbreaker Origins, brought to me today by the amazing people at Sometimes You. If you didn't hear me previously, the music in the background was blaring. An illustrated text quest in the Swordbreaker universe. The Mingols are approaching the borders of Dorgan when the royal army appears on the other side of the bridge. Among the soldiers, there are heroes in shining armor, whose name is Swordbreaker. He has either win with everyone or suffer a shameful defeat and condemn the whole kingdom to extermination. But all this will happen a bit later. As for now, the young adventurer lives in a peaceful life and can't even imagine what is waiting him ahead. Strange events take place in the territory of the kingdom of Dorgan. Dorgan, I think it's that. People talk about the mysterious strangers in the northern marshes. Someone saw mysterious objects falling from the sky. Other people heard a strange hum from under the ground. And one can only guess how many unknown creatures are hidden in the forest thick as dark cave. All this attracts the young man to throw himself into the abyss of the incredible adventure. The game will tell you about the adventures of Swordbreaker, which happened to him long before the events of the first game. How will this fate be sealed and he will become the adventurer we know? Or will his life take a completely different turn? All this will depend on the player. So the game features non-linear story, 8 incredible endings, 8. I said 8, yes. 1 after the 7, 8 endings of the game. The vast expanse of the kingdom to explore, many interesting places and situations, beautiful comic installation, and mini games. Okay, so the release date of this game, Swordbreaker Origins, is May 5th, 2023. It's a single player game. The gene is Adventure, Puzzle, Other. Publisher, Sometimes You. The supported languages are English and Russian. It's available for the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S. Sorry guys, I'm just turning this off and getting back to my Twitch chat in case everyone said, hey Jericho, welcome to the stream, and Goddess. Oh, good. Thank you for calling past. Today guys, I'm playing on the PS5 using the Cosmic Red, I think it's called, DualSense controller and a H7 in-zone headset. Now, first up, if my mic is crackling, I do apologize. I've said this in all my streams that I stream on the PlayStation because I've got to get it fixed. Nothing to do with me. PlayStation released a firmware update probably last year sometime. It had to do with the 3D audio and 1440p resolution, and it completely, basically what it is, I think this is just taking a guess, kind of like took the filter off the mic. So if I talk too loud or too fast or just get excited or laugh, it crackles. It happens to everyone on the PlayStation. I can't hear it myself. If I watch my videos back, I can, or I go into the settings, I can hear it. So it's very, very hard to figure out that you've got this problem unless you stream like I am. And yeah, so if you're just a normal gamer, you're never going to notice. But hopefully, it's all over Reddit. So if you want to know more about it, go to Reddit, or you can just contact me somehow, comment on YouTube or something like that. But yeah, hopefully, we've been messaging PlayStation for ages, and being PlayStation, just totally ignore us. Okay, so first off the bat, guys, the vibration in the controller is amazing. Like when I just move down this like this, it's just like feels really, really good, really good.
Swordbreaker, the mysterious adventurer that one day shaped the fate of the abandoned castle. But how? Did he save the princess? Did he become the Dark Lord? Or has he stolen the Lord's gem? What do we know about the Swordbreaker at all? Who is he? And how did he get his nickname? This story will tell you about the time when a naive boy wasn't the Swordbreaker yet, and he would have to face his fate at a young age. And who knows if he become that same man known for his adventures in the castle, or if totally different ones awaits him. It all began in his home village of Sunny Hills, where he spent his childhood days.
Okay, so I might have to turn the volume up in a second. I like the voiceover. Shot away the visualization. The art in the background is superb. I love how it looks. I love the voiceover, which makes me not have to read out to you guys. Even though I do like reading out to my followers and my viewers right now, it's just nice to have a voiceover. Okay, so we got show statistics. Read the story like that. So choose your own way. So 1 or 2. It's like a choose your own adventure. Remember those books? I used to read those books when I was young called Choose Your Own Adventure. So you never actually read the whole book. You'd read like maybe even like just sometimes you only read like a quarter of the actual book because you go like will you choose to go into the cave or will you choose to go into the forest? If you choose the forest, you turn to page 46, things like that, you know? Choose your own adventures. Danny Hard, you found your food is ready. So you can come home quick, his mother called sturdily. Come on, Mum, the boy shouted back from some bushes. Danny climbed out of the bush near the neighbouring house. Waved goodbye to his... So what do we do, 1 or 2? We'll just do 2. Pardon me. Okay, so Danny ate his lunch and left the house. He walked down the village streets towards his school. He didn't want to go to school, but his mother insisted on it. When he was far away from home, he suddenly had an idea. Maybe he could skip school and seek some adventurers in the forest. So I'm trying to figure out 1 or 2. Like, is 1 go to school? Is 2 skip? What's R? Okay, R gets rid of it. Okay, so 2. I'm trying to figure out. I should have actually. Oops, the wrong button. Let's have a look at the menu real quick. Okay, so we've got Karma as a hero, killer, and cowards. It's all zip. So what am I just going to jack the volume up a bit? I think. I don't know if you guys can hear me perfectly fine right now. We'll leave it at this. But if you can't hear me, let me know. There's the map. Map's huge. So if you can't hear me, if you can't hear me properly over the volume, sorry guys, just got a text. Let me know and I'll turn it down. So I do appreciate if you can do those. Because at the moment it's, I don't know if it's perfect or just maybe a bit too loud. I'm not too sure. Oh, I exited. Continue. Sorry, I didn't mean that. What I want to do is figure out what's 1, 2, and 3 stuff is. Come what may, the boy thought, and he ran in the direction of the forest. The tall trees rustled noisily in the wind. The strange berry bushes growing between the trees beckoned in Danny. He found a path that led off to a distance. Should he eat the berries, go on the path, or go in the opposite direction? Okay, so I figured it out. Welcome, Dane. Welcome to the stream, builders. Thanks for watching. Thank you for calling past, my friend. Thank you. So, should he eat the berries is 1, go along the path is 2, or go on the opposite direction is 3. So, builders at the moment, buddy, we're playing like a game. It's called Swordbreaker Origins. It's like a choose your own adventure. Remember those books, Choose Your Own Adventures? So, should he eat the berries, go on the path, or go in the opposite direction? I'm going to go 2. I'm going to go on the path. The brave boy, not even knowing what kind of berries they were, began to delve in. Okay, so 2. I've no idea. Boulder, Captain Sensible. Great books. They were great books, man. Great books. They don't make them no more, I don't think. I think they do, but they're really small. Yeah, I think I got one. I think I got one from my daughter's, book fair that she has at school. I think it cost me like $4. Twister Plot. No, I don't think I did. I have the whole set. I remember Choose Your Own Adventure ones. They were just called Choose Your Own Adventure. I've got one of those. The brave boy, not even knowing what kind of berries they were, began to devour them gustily. They were very sweet, and Danny couldn't stop. After an hour, he felt some whirling sensation in his stomach. He didn't feel well, so what he saw, he ran home quickly, not to soil on his trousers, not to soil his trousers. Because he was gonna, he was gonna poo his pants because the berries gave him diarrhea, gave him the shits. To be honest, we got to say it. Dane, the builder, says they are the same type, just written by more established authors like R.N. Stein's Goosebumps and The Cowboy. 10 years passed. Daniel grew up. He still wanted to become a soldier. However, now he was worried about one thing. Whenever he wanted the soldier to recruit a royal army or free the warrior. Oh man, it's got bigger. Okay, so oh, wow. Okay, so triangle makes it bigger. I didn't even realize. My bad. Okay, now we know that. I feel bad. We're going to exit the game. We're going to start a new game. And now that I know triangle brings more text up.
A Swordbreaker.
Okay,
Do we know of this story?
We've done all this before. I feel really bad. Sorry, guys. Okay, read the story is pressing. So what I thought right then was you just read, like visual novels, you just read what's on the screen. But when you press triangle, it brings up a whole lot of more stuff to read. Wow. So now that I've, basically screwed it up, we're starting again. Daniel, hard. Your food is ready. Come home quickly. Coming, Mum. So we've done this. So we bring it up. We bring it up more to read. So now it tells you the choices. That's why we couldn't figure it out, because we didn't read it all. That's my bad. Coming, boy, the boy shouted. The boy shouted back from some bushes. Danny climbed out of the bush near the neighbouring house, waved goodbye to his friends, and went into this house. His family wasn't rich, but his mother's income was enough for a normal life. They also had a garden where he grew crops. So they had the family. They grew crops. So the Hard family had a lot of things to take care of. His name's Hard. Okay, Daniel Hard, sorry. Daniel had no father. He died. His father was a soldier in King Stefan's army and was mortally wounded in the first attack of the Mongols. The boy never saw him, and it made him feel sad that he at times. Eat your lunch and go to school, his mother said. What should Daniel answer? Okay, so 1 is, what do I have to go to school? Or 2, all right, mother. So, PPE Master. It is the Great Dean. We'll do 2, guys. Okay, so it makes more sense now when we press triangle. Danny ate his lunch and left the house. He walked down the village street towards his school. He didn't want to go to school, but his mother insisted on it. When he was far enough away from home, he suddenly had an idea. Maybe he could skip school and seek some adventures in the forest. Okay, so 2. I think 2 is a good one. Okay, come what way? The boy thought. He ran in the direction of the forest. The tall trees rustled with the wind. The strange berry bushes growing between the trees beckoned to Danny. He found a path that led off into the distance. Should he eat the berries, go on the path, or go in the opposite direction from the path? Okay, so 1 is go along the path. 2 is eat the berries or go in the opposite direction. So I'm going to go 1. It's very much like a choose your own adventure. I like it. The path looped through the forest continuously. It was getting dark. It ended in the path and led him down the forest to his village. So eventually he did find anything in the forest. 1 is continue. I should have ate the berries again, because the berries at least had soiled my pants. 10 years passed. Daniel grew up. He still wanted to become a soldier. However, now he was worried about one thing. Whenever he wanted the soldier to in the Royal Army or a free warrior. One summer day, at Wengwen, established officer arrived in the sunny hills. He stopped at the tavern, got off his horse, and rang the bell to gather the people for the announcement. When they finally gathered around him, the officer unfolded a scroll with a seal. In the name of King Stefan, I command all young men between the ages of 20 and 25 to be drafted into the army for 5 years. The baptism is being carried out due to the increased activity of the Imperial troops on the western borders. The men must arrive at the barracks in Raven within 10 days. Those who decide to dodge the draft will be hanged for treason, the officer read. After what his assistants handed out draft cards and all the men were fit the requirements, Danny realized that he was the moment to make a difficult choice in his life. Should he go to Reagan or try to escape into the woods? Or maybe he should ask the officer a silly question. So number 1 is join the army, 2, escape into the forest, or 3, ask the silly question. What do you reckon? If you're watching me live right now, 1, 2, or 3. 1 is join the army, 2, escape into the forest, or 3, ask a silly question. I know what I'm going to choose, so if you don't answer quick, guys, if you're watching me live right now, I'm going with number 2, escape into the forest. Okay, it's going to be exciting. Once again, this game's brought to me today by Sometimes You. Sometimes You, check them out, guys. It's called Swordbreaker Origins, and it's released on the 5th of May 2023. Okay, so we're going to go to... going to escape into the forest. Danny decided to become a free adventurer and not to serve the king. He gathered up his belongings and went to the forest. It was the forest near his village. The trees raised high into the sky, and there were bushes with bright berries around them. The young man walked for a long time until he got tired. He decided to camp for the night, so he built a fire and made a small shelter out of some tree branches. He noticed a mushroom under a tree. I hope it's edible, Daniel said to him out loud. Should he eat the mushroom raw, cook it on the fire, or should he just go to sleep? Or maybe should he take the mushroom with him? Okay, so we've got 4 choices now. 1 is eat the raw mushroom. 2, cook the mushroom. 3, go to sleep. Or 4, take the mushroom. What do you reckon? 1, 2, or 3, or 4? I'm going to go 4 because I think the mushroom might be poison, even if you eat it raw or cook it. If you go to sleep, you're going to miss out on the mushroom. So I'm going to take it with me, just in case. Daniel took the mushroom and put it in his pockets. Now he can go to sleep. In any comprehensive situation to sleep, Danny remembered Uncle Tom's words. The old forest swayed at night, and the crickets chirped steadily, luring Daniel to sleep. The young man crawled to his shelter, curled up, and fell asleep. In the middle of the night, Daniel was awakened by a loud crackling sound of a branch somewhere near his shelter. He grabbed his sword. Should he climb out of the shelter to the fire, so quietly, or scream? So 3 choices now. Choice 1, climb out. 2, sit quietly. Or 3, scream. I'm going to go 2. Daniel was startled, and he dropped a cold sweat, rolled down his forehead. He heard some soft footsteps in the silence of the night. Suddenly, a wolf passed in front of the shelter. The other 2 were wandering behind the fire. They weren't noticed him yet. Hack the nearest one from behind, try to climb a tree, or kick the nearest wolf in the ass. So 1, 2, or 3. 1 is hack the wolf in the back of the sword. 2, climb a tree. Or 3, kick the wolf. I think I'm going to go 2. Climb a tree. Climbed the tree, Danny thought, and jumped on the nearest pine tree. He climbed on a branch and started catching his breath. The wolves below were sneering viciously and keeping their eyes on him. It was a dumb idea. What should I do now? The boy scotted to himself, looking down at the wolves. Several new desperate ideas appeared in his head. Should he throw some pine cones at the wolves? Wait till they go away, or maybe hurl his sword at one of them? Sorry, guys. About to sneeze, maybe. Okay, so 1, throw some pine cones. 2, wait. 3, hurl his sword. Or 4, throw the mushroom. I think wait's probably the best option, which is 2. Okay, so Daniel decided to wait for the wolves would give up and trying to eat him and find new prey. They were sitting on the branch and looking down apprehensively. He didn't have even the slight idea whether the branch could break under his weight, and that's exactly what happened. The branch snapped, and Danny fell screaming. He fell near the tree, hit his head on the ground, and it was then the wolves ate their prey. Okay, so I died. So that was a bad idea. Okay, so this time we're gonna throw out some pine cones. Die, you bastards! The young man shouted and started furiously throwing pine cones at the wolves. He kept throwing cones at them. Some of them even hit the wolves, but they didn't go away as good. The wolves became even angrier with their unparrying prey. Danny should do. What should Danny do else? Continue. Okay, so we're back to this part again. So we're gonna throw my sword and kill one. Hopefully they learn their lesson. Danny swung his sword and hurled it at one of the wolves. The blade sliced through the animal's body and the wolf and went still. The remaining two wolves came closer to the tree and growled. What should I do now? Danny asked himself, trying not to panic. All I have left do is jump down and grab my sword. Should Daniel jump down near the wolf or the one further to it? We're going to go 1. Okay, so I died again. Daniel braced himself and leaped down the wolf that was close to the sword. However, he failed his calculations and fell with the back landing on his own sword. The blunt hilt of the sword pierced the back and came out of his chest. Continue, I'm dead again. Okay, so we're not going good in this game at the moment. Okay, so I didn't mean to do that, sorry. Okay, so I've died too many times. We're going to have a new game.
Swordbreaker.
Man, good game, but I'm making all the wrong decisions. So we're going to skip through it now till we get to the right decision, I says. I'm going to go... This time we're going to go... I still like my idea. I like my idea of going to the forest. We're doing the opposite now. Danny decided not to follow a path. He turned into a thicket and walked for several minutes until he came to a strange clearing. The grass in the clearing was flattened and some moss-stick grass pierced into the shadow right over it. The bay looked around but found no one nearby. Should the prey play around with the modic grass or go further? I think 2 is go further. Okay, so it's just back to this 10 years have passed. So I don't want to join. I still think escape into the forest is my best bet. I still want to go down that route. I like that same thing. I think I'm going to cook the mushroom. And I died. Daniel picked up a suspicious mushroom, poked it in a stick through it and began to fry it. Suddenly the mushroom started to stink horribly. Danny didn't pay attention at first, but within a minute the young man started to have breathing problems. His lung contracted for the last time and it stopped. He hopelessly tried to draw a single breath but failed. Okay, so that's a bad thing to do. So we're going to just take the mushroom this time again. 1 is continuous again. Climb out. Sit quietly. I'm going to climb out this time. Okay, so climbing out doesn't do much because the wolves are still there. Okay, so I'm going to go 3 again. Climb the tree. Throw a mushroom is 4. Okay, so we're going to trophy this time. It's called wolves. We'll earn a trophy. Daniel remembered that he had a mushroom. What if I try throwing into the fire? The young man asked himself. He took the mushroom out of his pocket, aimed and threw it into the fire. Bullseye. A few seconds later, a thick acid smoke started coming out of the fire. It was heavy and did not raise high, so it did not reach the young man. The wolves did not suffer long. They were poisoned by the mushroom fumes, and Danny climbed down from the tree and wandered further into the forest. Okay, so the mushroom came in handy because the mushroom was poisoned. Into the fire it killed the 3 wolves, or 4 wolves, I can't remember. But it worked. That's a reminder. Don't eat the mushroom, use it to your advantage later on in life. In the morning, Daniel went out to a small clearing in the woods and sat down on the stump to take a breather after a long walk. Put your hands up, stranger, Danny heard the man's voice. I'm no threat to you, and I'm ready to have a peaceful talk, he said while putting his hands up. It's not for us to decide. We don't like strangers here. You've trespassed the boundary between the territories of the humans and elves at the forest. We have to take you to the Queen and let her decide your fate, said the man with the elven ears wearing beautiful armor, who appeared from the thicket. Another guard followed out. Wow, the Queen of the Elves will decide my fate. That's an interesting turn of events, guys, I must say, Danny smiled. Shut up and move. The elven guard raised his voice in irritation. Should Daniel go to the Queen? Irritate the guards or kill them and mind his way. Okay, so we got 1, go to the Queen, 2, irritate the guards, or 3, kill the guards. I think I'm gonna go 1. I'm gonna play it safe. She's a nice looking queen, so I hope she finds me attractive as well. They walked the guards to the forest for a while until they came to an open clearing with a massive tree in the middle. On a board there were small elven houses, platforms and stairs. The entire glade was covered with 11 elven houses and buildings. The settlement looked as though it came straight from some storybook. Elven guards brought Daniel to the tree and stopped. Report to the Queen about the prisoner, said one of the guards to the other one. The second guard nodded and went into the passageway to the tree, twisted and tangled roots. A minute later, a girl in a beautiful dress appeared in it. She was so beautiful, several other guards walked beside her. Greetings, strangers, she said. I'm Queen, what's her name? I can't pronounce that. Xena, warrior princess. The ruler of Friuthuwa, can't pronounce that either. City of the Elves, and the whole southern forest. The Queen introduced herself huffily. What should Danny answer? Greet her or go to? I'm going to greet her because I'm going to be nice. She's a queen, for God's sake, so we're going to be nice. Greeting, Queen Xena. I'm honored to meet you. My name is Daniel. I came here from a village of Sunny Hills to search on an adventure. Perhaps I can render some quite good services to you. Danny bowed courteously to the Queen. Well, since you claim to be looking for an adventure, I have a little task for you. If you can help, then I have a whole city will be grateful to you, and you will be able to count on your assistance in the future, the Queen said. What's the task? Danny asked. It's a long story, so I won't go into details. I'll make it brief. Our forest in our home is our protection. We live in peace with all the animals, races, and people of the Dorgan. Elves don't like war, but they are always ready for it. There are some vampires, in the eastern part of the forest. At first, they started attacking animals, but now they've moved on to attacking humans and elves. A long time ago, they destroyed all the Deroids in our forest by killing most of the animals. And now, in order of the long route wants to perform a ritual to summon the spirits of the last Demodroid, which could help us defeat the vampires. Your task, scrolling it up, will be to help in order that everything is protected from the vampires when we perform the magic rituals. Well, and not to disturb them, of course. What do you say? Xena gasped out. What should Daniel answer? Okay, so we've got 1, I'll help you. 2, sorry I can't do this. 3, spanker. Or 4, what are the dinner droids? I'm just going to go help you. It sounds the best thing to do. Of course I'll help you, humans. Humans and elves must help each other, Daniel said. Great, you're a brave man, Daniel. I hope you will succeed. Your escort will leave you in order to dawn tomorrow because it's a long journey and it better not wander through the forest at night. Let's bring it up. And today you can stay here in Thrilvawa. I can't pronounce the village, sorry, I do apologise. We'll give you a house to spend the night, Xena said. Thank you, Daniel bowed slightly. Xena and her suite went back to the tree. What should Daniel do? 1, go to sleep. 2, walk around the city. 3, chat with the locals. 4, look for a tavern. Or 5, pee under a tree. I think we're going to look for a tavern. I think we need a beer. You know, when you get to a new place, the first thing you do is you've got to find the places that sell the beer. Because beer is the friendliest way of the world. Everyone knows the word beer. They've behaved themselves decently. There weren't many tables or customers inside. Danny walked over to the bar, behind which stand a standing of the elf of the decent age. Welcome, what would you like? The elf greeted Danny. What should he say? 1, tell me about yourself. Tell me about the taverners. 2, 3, rumors. Or 4, go to sleep. We'll go. We'll go 2. Tell me about the tavern, Danny said. It's an old tavern. My father built it. It was named in honor of the city, Thrilwa, which means Weeping Willow. There's a little bit of Easter egg. In Elvish, in general, there's nothing unusual about it, the man said. Now, which means Weeping Willow. Now, if you watch my previous stream for the amazing people at Sometimes you'll notice that game that I streamed, which was a visual novel, was called Weeping Willow. So there's a little bit of an Easter egg going on there, guys. If you didn't watch my stream, check out my YouTube channel, Video Domain on Twitch for the game called Weeping Willow. It's a good one as well. There's nothing unusual about it, the man said. While walking around the city, the young man found a beautiful, cozy tavern called Weeping Willow. The elves drank there, and they did everywhere else, but they behaved themselves decently. There were many tables or customers inside. Danny walked over to the bar. Okay, so tell me about yourself. 3. We'll do some rumors. Have you heard any rumors or maybe any contractions? The young man asked. I've heard different things. Recently, one of the scouts told us that while I was on patrol in the eastern forest, he saw something coming down from the sky, directly from the clearing. It was kind of an iron thing. It came out an unknown creature. The stranger ran into the forest quickly, and the door to his piece of the iron closed. Well, I am in the mood to tell you about the werewolf, and like vampires, they crowd the forest. Those bastards, said the man. Okay, so we can only go 1. Okay, so we'll just we'll go 1 again. Tell me about yourself. Tell me about yourself, the young man said. What would you like to know? My name is Chuck. I am 209 years old, and as you can see, I have managed the tavern by myself. I'm alright, Chuck said continuously. Alright, so we continue. I think we just go to sleep now because we've asked everything, and we've got to go to sleep. Thank you. I don't want anything at the moment. I think I'll go to bed, the young man said to the tavern. Man, we go to a tavern, we don't drink a beer? Disappointing. Disappointing. The locals took Danny to the modest house at the outskirts of the city where he saw a soft bed there. He immediately went to sleep. The next morning, he was awoken by the guards. The birds were chirping softly outside the window. Danny was so sleeping, but he had to get it moving. Oh, sorry. I pressed the wrong button. Can we go back? Can we go back? No, there's not. Oh, well. I apologise. I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Danny didn't want to... Okay, so hopefully we can do... Okay, so this is where we did something wrong. And so we can go back. Danny was sleeping, but he didn't want to get moving. One of the Zinni's mages had mates to accompany him to the order. He was dressed in the beautiful coloured clothes and carried a long staff. The long and exhausting road through the forest led them to some unknown destination, or rather, only the mage knew the way. Daniel, who had been lost long ago, as in his own gone by himself. Suddenly, the mage stopped and started to listen. He raised his hand up, ordered the Danny to freeze. It was very silent in the forest. Daniel was a bit scared. He didn't understand what was going on. They seemed to be as no signs of any living beings nearby. What should Daniel do? Okay, so we're going to draw our sword because, yeah, I think draw the sword is probably the best thing to do. Okay, so that wasn't the best thing to do, and we died. So we should have done the other one. I'm going to go and get a drink, guys, and I'll be back. Continue. Might be a second. Okay, everyone, I'm back. Sorry about that, had to get a drink. Quickly popped to the toilet. Okay, so if you're watching me live right now on my Twitch channel, this game's called Swordbreaker Origin. It's brought to me today by the amazing people at Sometimes You. Check them out, guys. Playing today on the PS5, but it's available for the Nintendo Switch, the PS4, the PS5, the Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X. Released the 5th of May 2023. So coming up soon, guys. I'm pretty sure you can pre-order it, or just get on the 5th. Okay, we're gonna give it another shot. It's we'll skip all this because we've played this about 2 or 3 times now because we've died. Maybe we should join the army. Nah, I don't want to join the army. It's like a choose your own adventure game, visual novel with choose your own adventure style. So it's got a lot of choices in it, and I really like it. Okay, we're gonna go 2 again. Skip all this stuff real quick. Go to the forest. No matter what we do, it always comes down to 10 years later. So it always comes down to this part, that we can't get out of this part. So now we're gonna escape into the forest because I don't want to join the army. I just don't want to do that. Take the mushroom. Continue. Wolves come. We're gonna climb out. I don't want to scream because I'm not a pansy. We're going to climb the tree. And then when we climb the tree, we throw the mushroom into the fire, which kills the wolves. This guy comes, so we'll just... Okay, so we'll go to the queen again. Greet her, which is yes. 1 is help her. I should try to spank her. I reckon she might like it. I should have tried it, shouldn't I? I know I should have. We're just going to go to sleep because the tavern, it wasn't, yeah, it's just wasted a lot of time. I'm going to push the mage to one side. Okay, so this is the new part. We'll read now. Sensing danger, Danny decided to take the situation to his own hands. He thought there was being watched and then someone would want to kill them with a bow shot. Yeah. So he pushed the mage aside. As soon as the mage fell to the ground, he got injured by a bear trap. The mage cried in pain, sprinkling the grass with his blood. Damn it, how am I supposed to get to the order now? Danny thought. He carefully looked around the remaining traps and went somewhere into the woods, but he didn't reach the order. Okay, so the mage is dead. So it's kind of like if we chose the other way, we die. So this is probably the best way in the end. Daniel walked through the forest not knowing where he was going or why he was doing so. The massive trees almost completely blackened the sun, so it was quite dark in the forest. It wasn't easy enough to go through the forest, it was dangerous as well. Suddenly, Danny heard some soft means nearby. It was definitely not... Definitely not a human moan. What should Daniel do? Okay, so we've got 3 choices. 1, go towards the moaning sound. Sounds a bit, 2, run away quickly. Or 3, throw a stick in the direction of the moaning sound. I think we're going to be a man about it and go to 1. Not a good thing. Not a good thing. I should help them, Danny thought, and went towards the moaning sound. It was very dark in the forest, and the young man didn't notice he stepped into a bear trap. His foot broke into 2 and a hellish pain shot through Daniel's body. He fell and bled to death on the grass. Okay, so we've got another choice now. We've got to replay this, but if we make a stuff up again, we start the whole game over again. So we're going to be careful. I think it'll be 3, throw a stick. If we throw a stick, it's going to get to the bear trap will go off, won't it? I should somehow find out what kind of creature is moaning there, Daniel thought. He could think of no better way to take the stick from the ground and throw it in the direction of the bushes where the sounds come from. The stick flew through the branches and hit something, suddenly screamed and continued to moan. Should he go and check or wait for a bit? Oh, I'm going to go 2, wait. Because I'm going to step in that bear trap again. Goddess, welcome to the stream, girl. Welcome back. No followers to raid. That's all good, girl. I apologise. I don't apologise. I'm sorry they had no followers. It would have been nice if I could watch your stream at the same time as do my stream, but I can't. I can't figure out how to do that unless I should have done it on put my computer on. But it would have been nice if the cowboy turned up as well. But the cowboy doesn't want to turn up, does he? He's too busy watching the playoffs. The playoffs there, guys. The young man didn't timidly approach the bushes and stand still at the distance. Suddenly, a spear shot out of the bushes and whistled past Danny. To his right, he had stood closer to the bushes, he would have been killed. Supposing no his fear, Danny went to the bushes and went through them. Where were we up to? There was a lizard-like creature sitting under a tree. It had human-like features, but it was a lizard. It was holding another spear in his hand, pointed at the Danny. The young man realized the lizard got into a bear trap, and it was the lizard's moaning his head. He heard. Its leg was covered in blood, but it was not completely broken. Apparently, they were very hard bones or skin. Stay where you are, human, the lizard hissed. Hey, calm down. I'm just here. I heard your moans and I came to help, but you're throwing spears at me, Daniel said. You threw a stick at me first, human. Okay, never mind. Help me open this trap, the lizard said. Danny went over to the lizard and took hold of the trap from one side, and the lizard helped from the other side. So scroll up. On the count of 3, the lizard said, and Danny nodded. 1, 2, 3, he said, and tensed his muscles. With a joint effort, they moved the trap's jaws back into the original position, and the lizard pulled his leg out of it. Thank you, human. I didn't introduce myself. My name is Solomon. I am from the tribe of humanoid lizards that live further south of the forest, the lizard said. I am Daniel from Sunny Hills. What are you doing here if you live far away from here, the young man asked. I went to the forest in search of Daroids. They said they used to live here, but I never met one. I got caught in this trap, though. It would have been accompanied by the edge of the forest. I will be very grateful to you, Solomon said. What should Danny reply? So we got choice 1, I'll help you. 2, I'm in a hurry, do it yourself. Or 3, kill the lizard. I think we're going to go 1. I think 1's the best bet, because if we kill the lizard, these dudes are going to come and kill us anyway. Okay, sorry guys, I'm burping. I apologise. I made some curry last night, some yellow curry for dinner, some lamb yellow curry, and I just had it for lunch, some leftovers for lunch. It's really, really good. Okay, I accompanied you. You won't get far by yourself, Daniel said. He took the lizard by the arm and walked slowly forward. The lizard stepped carefully on the injured leg and occasionally screamed in pain. They would have reached the destination without any accidents, but not today. On their way, 2 men appeared from the trees. They were walking quickly through the forest and taking. One of them had a sword and the other had a dagger and a crossbow on his back. Vampires. They are going to check the traps, but the victim has escaped, said Solomon continuously. At the moment the vampires saw Danny and Solomon, they first one unheized his sword and the other one drew its crossbow. What should Danny and Solomon do? Okay, so we've got 3 choices. 1, hurl a sword in the crossbow and throw a spear at the swordsman. 2, try luck. Or 3, throw a spear at the crossbowmen and attack the swordsman at the same time. I think 3. I think I'm going to have to go 3. Danny pointed at the crossbow with his head and changed it towards the vampire with a sword. Solomon took aim threw a spear at the crossbowman, who had not yet stopped. The spear pierced the vampire and threw him back. He was dead, and the word cruel applied to the vampire. Swords clanked and sparked. The vampire was a good warrior. He caught the moment, tripped Daniel and fell on his back. The sword flew out of Danny's hand. The vampire swung and finished the blow. 1, call Solomon. 2, reach for the sword or kick him in vain. I think we're going to go 3. Danny's foot hit the target. The vampire fell in unbearable pain. And I think we kick him in the balls. The family jewels hurled up together of the weapon. Daniel stood up top and picked up his sword. The vampire was still moaning in pain and rolling in the grass. Yeah, definitely the balls. Should Danny have mercy on him, or should he finish off the evil creature once and for all? I think 2 is finish him off. Okay, so we've got a trophy. Save Private Solomon. So it's like a Saving Private Ryan. It's cool. It is cool. Daniel swung his sword and cut the vile vampire in 2. Another pool of blood formed in the forest thicket. How are you? The young man asked the lizard. I'm fine. Only my leg hurts a little, Solomon said. Then he rested a bit and went on. A couple of hours later, Solomon stopped. Hey, why have we stopped? Are we here? Yes, we are here. I'll stay here. They will send help for you soon. They will follow our routes past the old place, said the lizard. Then they should say our goodbyes. Goodbye, Solomon. I am glad I met you. Get well soon, Daniel held out his hand to the lizard. And I'm pleasantly surprised of your kindness, Daniel. Maybe I'll see you again. Our scouts have a great nose, so take the bottle and help. Break it. If you need help, some of the people will come to you. We have a lot of scouts prowling around Dorrigan. Farewell, Solomon said, shaking Danny's hand and holding out his bottle. Daniel left and continued and walked towards the river. Okay, walking to a relaxed manner, Daniel came to the bridge over the river that flowed into a lake, Nile. Suddenly, on the other side of the river, the young man noticed some movement. Some large monsters were crawling along the river, grabbing rocks off of massive hands. It stopped. Let's just read this book. It stopped and turned towards Danny. Seeing the enemy, the monsters grabbed the nearest stone and threw it at him. Oh, what do I do here? Okay, so I gotta repel the stones. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing. I think the stones... Daniel was dead continued. Okay, so I've got to throw my stones. Mine are the green ones. And obviously I've got to throw theirs at his. Oh, crap. My sword's getting bigger, which is great, but I've got to time this perfectly. Ho ho ho. Yeah, to time it pretty good. It's nifty having little mini games in the game as well. This game's just getting better. The more I get into it, the more I'm not dying. It's getting better and better. Can we save it? I don't think we can save it. So, at the moment I'm a hero. I'm for a hero. I'm not a killer. I'm not a coward. Which is great. Back. Having knocked out the river troll, the young man crossed the bridge to the north side, continuously poked his sword at the troll. It was dead. The last stone must have hit it hard in the head. The stone pierced the eye socket and flew into the monster's brain. The troll had an impressive camp near the bridge. Fire and some belongings. Should Danny check all the trash or move on? I think we're going to check the trash. The troll had hoarded some human clothes and other trash. While looking through the piles of clothes, the young man found a scroll. The following was written up on the trembling hand. I managed to escape. I don't know how it happened, but the cannibal went away somewhere, and I decided to hurry. He turned out to be a cannibal, was just a disguise. There was a secret passage in the secret laboratory in the dugout. They are conducting experiments to create black hole generator. And they say they told me it was a new weapon of mass destruction. Dr. Luthenfin claims that his technology and knowledge was given to him by the aliens with good intent, but some people say it was very dangerous because the black hole is completely unpredictable. It can destroy all life in Dorrigan. They also say that two strange men are lurking from his laboratory. Daniel walked along the road, looking around. To the left, he could see the Dorrigan Range with a beautiful snow-capped peaks. The evening came gradually. The stars scattered across the night sky and twinkled cheerfully in the distance. I should spend the night here, Danny thought, and started to prepare for sleep. Should he go to sleep, sit, or gaze at the stars? I think I'm going to gaze at the stars because the night sky is pretty hard to see with beautiful, no light pollution. So we might as well take it in, the Aurora lights. Daniel lay down on the grass and looked up at the starry sky. The night was fascinating, especially with the high mountains in the background. The stars were very bright. They seemed to beckon in the young adventurer. I wish I could be there, far from home, Daniel thought wistfully, with looking up at the stars. Suddenly he heard a growing noise from somewhere in the mountains, and then the cry of an unknown bird. Some strange creatures must be inhabiting the mountains, he thought. He lay there for a while, thinking that happened along his way, and then he fell asleep. The next morning, Daniel set off again, joyfully walking along the road. The young man suddenly stopped in front of him. There was a pile of leaves. It looked like they were travellers. Very suspicious, Danny thought. Choice, guys. 1, come to the leaves and chop them. 2, walk on the leaves. 3, go around the leaves. Or 4, turn off the road towards the river. I think I'm going to go 4. I don't think the leaves are a good thing. Daniel turned off the road and headed towards the south of the river. Where he reached the river, he swam to the other side. He saw a canoe and the oar abandoned on the bank. There were some wet human footprints leading into the forest. Should Danny follow the footprints or go back to the road? Or maybe he should ride the canoe. I think I'm going to go 3, ride the canoe. Yeah, I didn't think that was bad. I have a funny feeling that I was going to get into a canoe. Just a second, guys. Someone's knocking at my door. I'll be back in just a jiffy. Back in a second, guys. Okay, guys, I'm back. I do apologise. It was just my neighbour knocking on my door, and I had to go and help him move something. But my luck, it's pissing down with rain. So I apologise. It's raining, and I got all wet, so I had to dry myself. Okay, so Daniel climbed into the canoe, grabbed the paddle, and a paddle in the middle of the river. There was too little space of the canoe, and it was comfortable to sit on. So he paddled the canoe until he lost his balance and turned upside down. Danny tried to get out, but his feet got trenchantly stuck inside the narrow canoe, releasing his last bubbles of air. Then he choked and died. Okay, so that was my last life. So how do we... I'd like to know how we can save the game. Anyway, let's have a look at the credits real quick. Swordbreaker Origins brought to me today by the amazing people at Sometimes You. Now it's time for Marbulay's mini indie game review. What do we think about this game? Storyline. Now it's a storyline of Daniel. Now, does he want to be a knight, or does he want to be his own? Does he want to be in the army, or does he want to be an explorer? So the game itself is like a choose your own adventure. It's got multiple kind of stories to it. You've got two choices of lives. So if you stuff up, you can repeat, but if you stuff up twice, you die, and you're going to start again. So the storyline is great. The visualization, the drawings are really, really, really good. I like how the drawings are. I really do like how they look at this. This is just a title, and the game looks really great. The soundtrack in the background is amazing. I like how the soundtrack. Let's just turn that off for a second. Sorry. I like how the soundtrack is in the background. It changes up through different scenes. Gameplay-wise, it plays much like it's obviously a visual novel, but it pretty plays much out like a choose your own adventure book. Now, if you're not familiar with a choose your own adventure book, it's a book that consists of say like it's a 200-page book, but you never actually read the whole book. For instance, you read the first couple of pages, and then it will say like this game does. You've got 3 choices or 2 choices or whatever. So, for instance, you read it and it says, okay, so will Daniel's also in the book, go along the route, or will he go into the forest? So if you choose forest, it will say turn to page 48, and then once you read page 48, you can go to page 20 or 64 or 180. Choose your own adventure. So you never actually read the whole book, just like this game. That's what it exactly is. This game is like a choose your own adventure book. So if you like those books, and it's got multiple gameplays, game throughs, replay value is awesome in this game. Everything about this game, Swordbreaker Origin, is delightful. Like, it is really, really good game. So on the Marbury mini indie game review, I played for today about an hour. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm going to give this game a 10 out of 10. I like it. Now, you may disagree with me, but it's excellent. It really is. It's a rainy day outside, so I don't know if that's contributing to my review score. I'm just sitting back here, raining outside, and just playing this game and choosing your own different fates. Yes, I died quite a few times, but I started again. You can skip through it, and you just go a different route. Now, I really, really, really like this game. Now, remember, guys, don't go into the canoe. Canoe's bad. it's really bad. So, yeah, a 10 out of 10, guys. I really do enjoy this game. Sorry. It's loud. I'm not saving that, am I? There we go. It's loud. So once again, guys, if you're watching me live right now on my Twitch channel, if you haven't done so already, please feel free to hit the heart icon somewhere on your screen. You click it and you can follow me. Turn notifications on if you want to. If you want to know when I'm going live, it'll give you a little notification on your phone or anything or email. Come visit me over in Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. That's Marbrolay, MARBROLAY. I've also got a cooking page called Cooking with Marbrolay, all one word. If you're watching this video back on my YouTube channel, like and subscribe. If you want to say thank you for streaming this game, share this video with everyone, and just subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's the best way of saying thank you. You can comment. I will reply to your comments. If you want to know anything more about this game or anything like that, or anything in general, anything at all, I will reply to you. Once again, guys, I'd like to thank everyone for calling past the stream today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Big shout out to Sometimes You for sending me the code for this game to stream for all my fabulous viewers out there. Make sure you take care of yourselves, the ones you love. Don't forget to feed your pets. Say hi to your dog for me. And remember, guys, you're perfect just the way you are. Unless you want to change, then change. Just be you, do you, and you'll be fine. Until next time, guys, this has been Sometimes You Presents Swordbreaker Origins on the PS5. Thank you for watching, and bye for now. Ta-ta.